Catacomb Party shares a namesake with my band, Fierce Creatures.
Okay.
We play intermittently these days, but at one point we were pretty active in the community. And after being on tour several times on the West Coast, all the way to Austin, it kind of started as this response to that.
Mm-hmm.
We did a big kickoff in like 2010. Did a big kickoff before our first tour to Austin. And I mean, we had like 600 people come out to our show. It was completely sold out at 455. And it was really the first time we felt like, okay, we're doing something right. So after a couple years of playing, we were starting to wind down, actually, from some of our touring. So not knowing what to do, I came in here, which it was actually called Present Brewing at the time.
Yeah.
It's now Peeves. I came in and I talked with my friend Ephraim, who's behind the bar, and I told him what we wanted to do, and he's like, well, you should call Kate Borders. So I called Kate, and she's like, well, that sounds pretty easy. What do you need? I gave her a list, and she's like, cool, done. Just work on the bands and the stage and the sound. I get off the phone, and my friend Renee from Rogue Festival was sitting at the bar, and she's like, wait, what are you doing? And I told her, and she said, what do you need? I said, lights, sound, and she's like, cool, we'll cover you. So in about half an hour, I figured out where I'm doing it, who's helping with the beer garden, and who's providing sound and lights and stage. We got all these volunteers involved, and we thought we'd have a few hundred people, and we ended up with about 1,500 to 2,000 people. That was just supposed to be a one-time thing, and everybody loved it so much. Kate called us in December of 2013, or January of 2013, and said, you guys are going to do it again. Especially in the months leading up to the event, it's crazy. I mean, it's just constant phone calls, emails, working out schedules, making sure that there's a clear line of communication.
Yeah.
My partner Nathaniel has a lot of experience with, like he was in the band as well, and he did all of our financial planning. And he's a really, really creative marketing mind. He's always thinking of ways to get sponsors
Yeah.
to sign checks. So that's like his role, and it's just a balancing act. So
Yeah.
hoping you don't lose your job, you know, on a passion play. Yeah, the biggest get, of course, is Dan Deacon. Played a lot of the major festivals in North America, and he's also, you know, toured Europe and Japan, and so that was a really big, expensive get. To give you an idea of how crazy it is right before the festival, last year, the whole day leading up to it, not only did I need to find an additional $7,000 on the spot, I also needed to find a place to store thousands of dollars worth of equipment inside a U-Haul van or truck. Once I did, I spent all night working on art installations with Art House right here in downtown. I was there till 3 or 4 in the morning. I had to be up at 6. I left my key inside the Art House and couldn't get a hold of anybody because everybody's obviously asleep after working all night.
Right.
Couldn't get a hold of anybody, so there was no way to get thousands of dollars worth of sound equipment onto the mall in time to stage so that bands could do their sound checks. So we were running about an hour and a half behind schedule before I finally found a key for the place.
Yeah.
So that's usually something along those lines. I'm hoping this year I'm slightly more organized, but yeah, it's a race to the finish for sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't a festival junkie. I had a lot of friends that have been going to Coachella for years. I've never been. I've never been to a lot of the major festivals. So it's kind of interesting that I ended up here because now as I'm developing a model for Catacomb Party, I'm starting to realize like, man, I need to go to Coachella. I really need to see how they do these things because there's so many obstacles with just like, I mean, logistically.
Yeah.
So I feel like being in South by for 3 years in a row, being in Austin for South by for 3 years in a row, really jump-started the idea that I might be able to, I don't know, fill a void that existed down here. There's usually a moment where during the day it's so go, go, go. There's always at least one moment where you stop and you're just kind of like, you weren't paying attention. Suddenly there's just thousands of people around you and you're like, where did all these people come from? And that's a really cool moment. Like, as a singular moment, I think that's the one. I get a drink.